is up, everybody, and welcome back to Marvel Monday, where Matt and I, from the Nerdy Misfits, will be going through the MCU in release order. We are cranking through as we are now on Avengers Infinity War.
Part one.
Part one. Well,
As what it used to be called.
Yeah, when it was first about to be released, yeah.
Yep.
IMDb score of 8.4 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, 85 critic, 92 audience. Budget of 325 to 400 million. Box office was 2 billion. Studio, shocker, Marvel. Directors, Russo brothers. Release date, April 27th, 2018.
I was there, man.
I feel like the cast really isn't worth mentioning because it is literally
Everyone from Civil War and Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the easiest way to put it.
Added on.
Yeah. We got a few other extra people, but otherwise, the only one that I thought was worth mentioning was Peter Dinklage as the giant dwarf E-Tree.
Yep.
That's really, otherwise, every other character that we've seen in the previous MCU movies is all in this film.
Making it seem like an even bigger Avengers film, Matt.
Crazy. General plot, we see what Thor and the Asgardians have been up to.
Right after.
Right after.
Like right up
Literal
to that credit scene.
Yeah, of Thor Ragnarok. Boom. Thanos is there with his children destroying the Asgardians. Hulk gets sent to Earth. Everyone else dies except for Thor, basically, at this time. And then Thor gets picked up by the Guardians. We jump back to Earth. We got some of Thanos' kids showing up. We get the legal Avengers showing up to fight them. Avengers. And then they successfully somewhat defeat them. And then they're like, oh, Thanos is coming. That's not good. But then they get shipped up into a spaceship, and they're basically on their way to Titan. Then we jump back to the illegal Avengers, a.k.a. the people that didn't sign the Accords. They're hiding in France, and then they get attacked by the other children of Thanos. They kind of kick their butt.
But why are they being attacked, Matt? What are they looking for?
Because they're looking for the Infinity Stones. Because Thanos, at this point, has 2 of them already.
Yeah, he gets the second one from right at the start when he takes them from Loki.
What we don't see on camera is him attacking Xandar and stealing the Infinity Stone that we see in the first Guardians.
The Power Stone.
Yes. We're going to jump ahead here. Guardians try to fight Thanos. They get their butt kicked. Gamora gets kidnapped. Thanos gets the third Infinity Stone. He goes to Vladimir planet, part of the world where he ends up killing Gamora and getting the Soul Stone. We see Red Skull for the first time ever. We see where he's popped up since he got sucked into a weird vortex thing in Captain America. Now Thanos has got a few more. Cut back, we got basically Tony, the Guardians of the Galaxy, minus Rocket Raccoon and Groot and Thor, and Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. They're all on planet Titan, trying to throw Thanos off by meeting him there. Mm-hmm. The rest of the Avengers that we've seen are all in Wakanda now, trying to fight off monsters as they try to take the Infinity Stone out of Vision's head successfully. Then Thanos,
having him die.
Yeah. Then Thanos shows up on Titan. They get their butts kicked. He ends up getting the Time Stone. We jump back to Wakanda. Thor, Rocket, and Groot show up. Thor's got a brand new weapon made by the dude who created Mjolnir. They try to save Wakanda. Thanos shows up. Wanda kills Vision. JK, Thanos reverses time, then peels the stone out like a little sticker off of an apple, and gets the Infinity Stones, snaps, half the people dead.
Yeah, basically it's the ultimate setup film.
Yeah.
We basically kind of, from a director standpoint, I'm sure, and kind of gives a little bit of anime vibes here, which is, it's so hard when your cast is so big to have them always on screen. Yeah. So gotta separate them and put them in different places.
Literally the first 40 minutes is 4 different storylines.
This film could have almost been called Thanos's return, not return, but
Yeah, well, the story is written as a heroic journey from Thanos' point of view.
Yeah, it's a Thanos story.
Yeah.
We see him right at the beginning.
Could have called it Thanos Rising.
Yeah, grabbing a stone. Then we see him, we basically just follow his journey, both through his point of view, but also through our heroes, through the Avengers' point of view of him getting the stones.
Yep.
And obviously some of those fights are crazy because, well, he's broken.
Thanos do be broken with 6 Infinity Stones.
Yeah, he's broken. Even without
he becomes broken with 2.
Yeah, he was already insane. Crushed the Hulk, like a joke. It's both. I went into this film on this rewatch thinking that am I going to like this film more than Endgame or not? And I don't know. Well, obviously I haven't seen Endgame yet, but right now I don't think I will. It just really is. We have all these films that set up so much. And then we have this film, which is just the ultimate setup of we had all these stones, showed where they are.
Yep.
And now we're watching Thanos go Easter egg hunting.
You've just finished the prelude into a big Marvel storyline, basically.
Yeah, it's just an Easter egg hunt for Thanos of grabbing all of these stones and setting up where the key figures are. And you mentioned that Thanos wrecks Tony and the Guardians, but he doesn't. He actually is like literally this close to losing. Peter has the glove off of his thumb.
Yep.
And then Peter
Quail
kills half the universe, basically.
Yep. For the second time, because he could have stopped earlier, but it's fine.
So yeah, let's jump into likes. I think this one goes without saying. Cast.
Yep.
There's one thing that Marvel does exceptionally well. It's cast. Like you said, not any really new ones, but like you mentioned, Peter Dinklage, great actor.
Yep.
What he was great.
Wild cast out of the blue.
Very random. I enjoyed the Hulk kind of being scared to come out because it wasn't the same as we saw in Thor Ragnarok, where it's just like Bruce and Hulk are having some sort of issues.
Yeah.
It's more like Hulk's like, I ain't coming out. Like I'm the Hulk and I lost.
Yeah, exactly. Which I have that in one of my likes is that it gives Hulk more character development. Like we've seen Bruce, we already know kind of what he's about. He has a whole individual movie. We know who Bruce Banner is, but this is giving like Hulk, even though Hulk's not physically there, it's giving him more character development because like you said, we saw it a little bit in Thor Ragnarok where Hulk is a separate entity than Bruce.
Yeah, and he had emotion where he's like, no one wants Hulk. Like,
yeah. So this just furthers Hulk having a consciousness, I guess.
Yeah.
But continue.
Yeah. Obviously the majority of the movie is set up groundwork for the big fight. Does it well. I feel like we mentioned in last week's episode for Black Panther, obviously a fantastic standalone film. This one, complete opposite. This is the worst standalone film.
Yes.
Because nothing will make sense to you. You'll be like, what's been resolved? There's nothing going on. It really is.
Who are half these characters?
There's a reason it was part 1 and part 2 initially when they were first naming it for release, when it was on like the timeline. And it really is just a part 1 of all this setup, because if not, the end game would have had to be like a 4 or 5 hour movie.
Yeah, exactly.
And humor, solid. If you like Marvel humor, that is. If you don't, then you're probably not going to like it. But I didn't have as many likes as I thought I would. I enjoyed seeing the Infinity Gauntlet being used.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit confused as to, we see the fake Infinity Gauntlet in Thor Ragnarok, right? And then, but then it's founded out that Peter Dinklage's character made the Infinity Gauntlet recently. So is that based off of a previous Infinity Gauntlet? Are there more than one?
What I got from that is that because the reason why the Dwarf Star is like destroyed and everything like that is because Thanos comes to him gets him to make the Infinity Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming that like it was just a replica, like it wasn't the actual thing that we saw on Asgard.
Well, definitely, yeah. Well,
But,
I mean,
I know that's the point.
Well, we see it. The Hela says it's a fake, right?
Yeah.
But
that also doesn't line up.
The Infinity Gauntlet wouldn't be made yet, right? Because we see him grab it in the one. What is the post-credit scene where we actually see Thanos put the gauntlet on and say, "I'm going to do it myself"?
The first one, I think.
So, but that must be the real one. In which case,
or is it the second Avengers?
But either way, it doesn't really matter. Like that, all that matters is this happened before Thor Ragnarok, because it's referenced that the reason that Asgard wasn't protecting the Forge was because there's no more Asgard.
Yeah.
But if he already has the gauntlet, that means that he would have already had to have gone there, messed it up, and Asgard should already know that.
That is also true.
Just from a like timeline perspective.
Yeah, the timeline does not add up with the creation of the physical gauntlet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just a little confused by the gauntlet. Yeah. That's all. Like, are there more than one?
I mean, if you go to like the TVA in like Loki season 1, we see that there's like infinite amount of Infinity Stones. So
yeah, I guess if you add the idea that there's obviously all reality.
Yeah. So
I've been blinded.
What is yes?
Okay. Interesting. It's just.
But yeah,
it's
no,
just
that's
a nitpick
yeah.
that I've noticed literally while we're talking. I was like,
Any other likes?
I mean, some of the fights were cool.
Yep.
We get to see the Iron Spider, which is cool.
Yep.
But not too many like overall things that just stood out where I was like, that's awesome or that was cool. It was just decent fights. It was cool to finally see Thanos actually fighting people and see that even without the gauntlet, like he's just so strong.
Built boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
The writing of the story, like the first 40 minutes playing catch up and seeing how everyone is going to eventually meet, I thought was really interesting.
Okay. Yep.
Cool to see certain characters interact that happened before. Obviously, this film brings the Guardians of the Galaxy into the main MCU more than just via the Infinity Stones.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. And obviously, it's just crazy to see everyone come together. And I also have like Hulk not wanting to come out after being defeated by Thanos, because I just think that's like it just gives Hulk identity, right?
Yep. I agree with the Hulk for sure.
Dislikes. I have Thanos looks weird in certain shots.
I think that's just yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bigger dislike, really.
Yeah,
it's just CGI.
Because some shots I'm like, oh, this is really good, and then there's like, I think it's shots when they're near the Collector. I just think there's like certain shots where I'm like, he just looks.
There's one at the end
off.
too, as well, when he's like in his little hut.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of light, and I think that just came down to maybe shadows or the way the lighting hits, because he's not obviously real.
Yeah.
And he just looks really fake there.
Yeah. I agree
so
with
there
that
definitely, there were definitely times where he was a big standout as didn't quite always look like. Obviously, he's an alien. We all know that's not what like is here currently. I mean, they could be. I'm not gonna say that they're not, but you know what I mean. We don't have that in the real world right now. And it just looked out of place at moments, and that was definitely takes you out of the film a bit, I think.
Yep.
What else you got?
And then just Peter Quill. He messes up a few times, which obviously causes the rest of the story to happen. But like,
it's like you need it to happen, but it's like
he might have been the worst character in the film.
You didn't like his stuff with Thor? I thought his stuff with Thor was fun.
I thought the initial scene with Thor of like him like, oh, my voice isn't deeper. I thought that was fun.
I liked it when they're like, you know Thor, and he's like, yeah, tall, not that handsome.
Yeah.
Guy I had to save. I was like, okay, that's funny.
Yeah, his comedic moments are good, but I think the moments when he's more serious, I didn't like. Because I also enjoy like, what do you mean, who do I serve? Like Jesus?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm from Missouri. Oh, it's from Earth. No, like, that stuff's fun, but I think like
his comedic moments are solid. Yeah.
When he's not being comedic, which kind of ruins it for me. Obviously, he causes the Infinity Gauntlet.
And you can try and be like, from an emotion standpoint, you can understand, but also, guys got the Infinity Gauntlet with all but one stone, and you've almost got the gauntlet. You could put that.
I know you're sad about your girlfriend, but come on, dude.
Put the gauntlet on, and you can do something. I mean, sacrifice your life to do it, but
hey,
you can't have Endgame without Peter messing up.
Exactly.
Peter Quill.
Don't
want to throw this on Spider-Man,
Yeah.
That'd be wrong. I have Earth's Mightiest Heroes losing to all of Thanos' children.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel like they put up as like obviously they end up winning near the end there.
Yeah.
In like that fight on the war on Wakanda, that battle. But wow, they were really getting wrecked for a good while.
A hot minute, yeah.
And not even like you can kind of expect it from someone like, Black Widow and Cap, who aren't exactly the most broken when it comes to abilities and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But even Scarlet Witch getting absolutely wrecked. Vision like felt useless. What, you're telling me just because he can't phase through stuff, he's not good anymore?
And then he just lost all ability.
Well, he was like, I can't phase, and it's like, okay, you can't phase, but
you can fly. You can literally fly.
You can still do literally everything else.
Yeah.
So, just felt like they got nerfed.
Yeah.
To make it so that, I guess in a writing standpoint, you could say to make the audience feel like there's no hope. Yeah. It's helpless.
Which
they do a good job, but also in my opinion, I think it would be better if we see them put up a much better fight against Thanos' kids, and then Thanos comes and it's not close. Because then it's like, oh, that's it. Like we were able to handle that, no problem.
Yeah.
Then Thanos comes and it's like, yeah, that was those guys are nothing compared to me.
Well, I mean, we kind of, I guess Thor kind of does that a bit, where like they're kind of getting their butt kicked at Wakanda, and then Thor just shows up, and
but
then
Thor
just,
is like a god.
he's literally the king of Asgard at this point, well, lack thereof. But
He's definitely shows that he's the strongest
Yeah.
Avenger. Sorry, Hulk. If you don't show up, you can't. If you don't participate, you don't
Yeah,
get
exactly.
to. You don't get to be say
little
you're the
Bruce
strongest.
Banner and his Hulkbuster. Ugh, that's a dislike right there.
You didn't like that?
I didn't like that.
I like that
thought
he fell because he couldn't do the suit as well. I
Yeah.
feel like that at least shows like it doesn't matter if you're smart. It doesn't matter. Like you either can or you can't pilot the suit.
Yeah. I was kind of waiting. I was thinking like Hulk would come out for like round 2 with Thanos. Like from a story point, that would have been cool. Just like Hulk like busting out of the Hulkbuster to be like, oh, it's Thanos, and then just get his ass like his butt kicked.
Yeah.
But that's just like that would have been interesting to see. But
on your Peter Quill point, there's obviously multiple times where prior to Thanos even coming, having the time stone, they could have killed Vision.
Yep.
Plot line being, we don't sacrifice ourselves. So you can follow that and be like, okay. Could have killed Gamora, but obviously you end up seeing just how insanely broken the reality stone is.
Yeah, it changes to bubbles.
That fight was both cool, but also note the CGI looked bad in some of the, like, whenever they did the transition of
the reality stone.
Yeah, when he shifted it, some of that did not look good.
It lingered for too long. I think
and some
that's
of the backgrounds
kind of
looked not great as they were
Yeah.
shifting. Definitely a nitpick, but just more notice for the CGI. Because I had down some of the reality stone transitions are rough to look at. And then I had also down Star-Lord kills everyone. Just because and understandably, you're very emotional at that point. I understand, but man, I want to give credit to Star-Lord, but we do see that he's a bit of a
loose cannon.
Yeah, he's a bit of a loose cannon, kind of just does his own thing. So
Yeah.
it does also make sense that he's like, okay, whatever. And I could also see it as like Peter Quill does not truly understand to the extent like what exactly Thanos truly wants to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, then it happens. The big snapperoon. Favorite moments.
Red Skull returning.
Yeah, I have Red Skull is the keeper of the Soul Stone. Was unexpected, especially when we first watched the film. I'm sure you were more shocked when that happened.
Obviously, he got recasted, but the recast did phenomenal.
Oh, and they just wrap up his story
Yeah.
from the first Avenger, which is so long ago.
Yep.
So that's cool. The Thor entrance in the final battle there was crazy.
Insane.
That was probably the best fighting moment. And I really liked the I am Steve Rogers.
I am Groot. I am Steve Rogers.
Yeah, I thought that was just a really funny interaction.
My two other favorite moments, obviously the Red Skull, but also like it gave me a little bit of goosebumps. But I remember when I watched this movie in theaters, how much this line gave me goosebumps was when Black Panther turns around and goes, "Get this man a shield." Like I remember the initial being like, "Whew,
yeah,
it's coming."
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But it still was a good line. And then as bad as time the nanotech Iron Man CGI was
I
at
didn't
times,
even mention that.
I will say it was cool to finally see like Iron Man using the nanotech, and kind of reminded me of some of the cartoons where he's able to like transform his arm into more of like an actual like
like he's able to transform a lot of stuff into the necessity of what he needs. A big example is he creates that little gadget that goes into Thanos' hand to keep it open, and you're like, ain't no way Iron Man would just have something like that in his regular suit, right? Like that's using the nanobots to do that.
Yeah, so I think the seeing how nanotech was working was good, but there was parts where the CGI was
I didn't even I forgot to write that in my dislikes, I guess. I literally, when I was watching it, I wrote it, and it was the Iron Man suits I think get worse and worse every time we see Iron Man.
Yeah, well, it became less practical and more CGI, right? Like,
and like this one just did not even look like a practical suit anymore. Like a suit you could believe someone had.
I guess that's nanotech for you, though.
But it just looked so fake.
Yeah.
So that is definitely that is a message. It's like the way it's implemented is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And from
right down to like where Thanos starts ripping it off him, and then he's usually
and he has less of it because they're destroyed.
I thought that was pretty neat.
Like, well, that's good attention to detail, but it just when he was in full armor, it did not look great.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
And then another favorite moment but / Easter egg is just Tony being like, we're in the end game now, as like a nice little nod to the next Avengers film. But obviously that wasn't known at the time. I don't think that the next film was going to be called
I think
Endgame.
it was. I think
Was it?
just before we were getting to this film is when they changed the names.
Oh, okay.
Like, okay, we're not going with part 1, part 2.
That makes sense.
Importance to the MCU, I feel like this goes without saying, but all the stones being gathered together.
Yep.
Using the gauntlet and snapping, and we finally have the blip. Where everyone's turned to dust. Well, half
of
the
universe.
The universe is turned to dust. Bringing Cap to the Avengers.
Yep, the Avengers
and all of his homies, all of his rule-breaking homies.
The illegals. Except for Ant-Man. Except for Ant-Man.
True. Thor gets his eye back from Rocket. That definitely feels like the Russo brothers wanted him to just have 2 eyes.
See.
Is there another reason for that? Just giving him an eye?
Yeah. Oh,
just,
here's a spare eye.
Maybe Chris Hemsworth didn't like having an eye patch?
Probably.
Because it just felt like this happened in Thor 3, which is literally very recent film.
Yeah.
And then in this film, very early on, they're like, yeah, here's an eyeball.
I mean, do we want to talk about the opening of Thor Love and Thunder, how he's with the Guardians for 5 minutes?
We don't have to. We don't know about that.
Yeah, Thor's new eye, Thor's new weapon, Stormbreaker.
Yep, Stormbreaker shows up.
Guardians are now connected. Gamora's dead.
Yep.
One of the most important, Vision's death, does play a big importance later on for Phase 4.
And then the foreshadowing by Doctor Strange that there is one.
There's only one way to win.
One timeline for a win.
Yep.
So, Easter eggs. So, I don't know if this is supposed to be any foreshadowing or it just happened to be this way, but knowing what happens in Guardians 3, having Thor constantly calling Rocket a rabbit.
Yep.
I don't know if that is in reference to that we will see the rabbit, because we do see other animals that Rocket grew up with in the future Guardians films. Obviously, we don't know at this point because we technically didn't.
Future Easter egg.
We technically didn't watch it, but I just feel like, is that a potential foreshadowing?
Yeah.
Don't know. Obviously, Alien mentioned and used.
Alien mentioned. Squidward mentioned.
Yep.
Grimace mentioned.
Yep. There's just a lot of really crazy
obscure references.
The eclipse, I wrote down, is that a Berserk reference? Obviously, things can have eclipses. I'm just saying one of the all-time famous eclipses in media is Berserk.
Yep.
So felt like, and it just looked very similar with the water, and it felt very, it felt very Berserk.
Yep.
I do have a list here. So we have Captain America's original armor scales.
Yep.
Our reference. We have Flash Gordon from Star-Lord.
Mm-hmm.
We have the planet Vormir.
Yep.
We have the Infinity Gauntlet callbacks to the OG Infinity Gauntlet comic, where just the Reality Stone breaking, like we have Drax breaking into blocks. We have the turning into
Mantis,
yeah.
To string almost.
Obviously Thanos' snap. We have Thor's new hammer.
Yep. Stormbreaker, which is Beta Ray Bill's weapon in the comics.
We have a Zune. Star-Lord's Zune music Easter egg.
Yep. We got Iron Spider, obviously.
Yes.
Ebony Maw torturing Doctor Strange is also a scene from the comics.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy looking.
Yeah. That was good CGI in that moment.
Yes, that looked good.
Another one that's similar to the rabbit Easter egg. This is obviously planned, but this is a future Easter egg of Pepper and Tony talking about how he had a dream that they had a kid and he named it Morgan. That's a future Easter egg that we don't know about at this time in the story.
Obviously, if you want to call it an Easter egg, just Cap having a beard.
Yep.
There's moments in the comics where he has a beard.
Nomad.
There's just a lot of also scenes just taken from the Infinity Gauntlet comic.
Yeah.
Just stuff like Spider-Man hitting him in the face with web, which, I mean, you kind of expect Spider-Man to do when you're writing Spider-Man, but it's cool to see, just since it's not the exact Infinity Gauntlet story.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see a lot of those little callbacks to the original story. Stan Lee's cameo is as Peter's bus driver relatively early into the film.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. And
we also see the first spider sense, I guess, the tingles.
yeah, I guess
Like
we
a physical
our first
attribute.
reference to see that he has it.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, that's nice. We have a group playing the Defender video game. There's some stuff with the Sanctum that's happened in comics, like the breaking of it. Yeah, there's a good chunk of stuff. Most of it is just taken from comics, whether it's like scenes for certain characters or scenes from the Infinity Golem, which is nice to see. And overall, it was a long film.
Yep.
It
Like
was
2.5 hours worth.
Yeah, it was long.
Which then wraps up for the post-credit scene, which is obviously we jump back to Maria Hill and Nick Fury. They're getting snapped. Fury rushes to the vehicle to grab something, and then he pushes a little gadget, pager, whatever you want to call it.
I like to call it a spy technology.
A spy technology.
Just some shield technology. Yeah.
International pager, because then it says like initializing, I think, and then it pops up with the Captain Marvel logo. You're like, oh.
Which makes sense because our future films before Endgame are Ant-Man and the Wasp, which we get reference to Scott kind of giving up or not being
under house arrest. He's chilling. He's like, he's busy.
He's currently not superheroing, actively superheroing, which is why he's not there.
Yeah. Also good to mention that Hawkeye is not in this film. We totally did not make words. Totally did not mention that, but Hawkeye and Ant-Man are the two Avengers.
Yeah, they're both basically have different deals so that they can spend time just be with their
family
family and stuff. So
yeah,
they're not heroing. And then after Ant-Man and the Wasp, we'll have Captain Marvel because she will be in Avengers Endgame.
Yep,
I assume.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
But yeah, overall, the film, even for a setup film, was very solid.
Yep.
Audience is a 92. I feel like it's probably closer to maybe
like an 82.
Yeah, maybe 82.
The critic is okay. 85 for the critics.
I think 85 is probably where I was gonna sit.
Yeah.
If you're obviously a massive Marvel watcher.
Yeah.
Like for a Marvel watcher, this is an 85 because we still haven't gotten that payoff yet, but you're like on the edge of your seat now. Where you're like, okay, I literally cannot wait for the next Avengers film. And that's what this is building all of that hype. It's really bringing it to that moment. Just to really edge you more by doing Ant-Man and Captain Marvel first, and then finally leaning into Endgame.
Like, oh, here we are again.
But I think 8.4 to 8.5 is
makes sense.
A very solid score. But tune in next week as we watch Ant-Man and the Wasp. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to let us know what you guys thought of Avengers Infinity War. And don't forget to check out the podcast on Wednesdays.
Exactly. And we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.